part 2, because I don't know how long it'll go with one part. But it's not the same. We have to, I love parents who are involved. I love parents who still schedule parent-teacher conferences. I love parents who don't sit behind an email and make all these accusations and haven't even talked with us. Hadn't asked us one question. Is that fair? Get an email. I have no idea what is going on. But you come at us like we're all baby, we are trying to teach. I couldn't even tell you what your student had on the day before. And yes, I get in trouble because I forget to monitor dress code. If it's something that really sticks out, but baby, come on and get in this classroom and learn. And I do understand the issue with the hoodies, and I know hoodies are that protection, that warmth, that especially with boys, that way of blocking out things, that way of kind of retreating back. Sometimes it's just they want to wear it for fashion, but a lot of times students that are constantly wanting that hoodie on are, it's a mask. It's a mask. 95 degrees outside, but you got this hoodie on. Stop blaming teachers. But I understand with everything going on in these schools and things that can come from the outside and affect us on the inside, if your children are wearing hoodies, how can we know who's who? Stop blaming teachers. If phones are allowed to be out and we are in a lockdown situation and they're trying to text or call or trying to get a call through, and that person from the inside is on the inside and they hear your student, stop blaming teachers. What if they text you or call you and tell you there's a situation and you go running up to the school and they lose you because someone is on the outside of the school? Or worse. Come on, parents. We gotta think. We don't think. We've gotta think. It's sad. We live in a society that is so evil, that is so hell-bent on doing what we want to do to people that we have no relationship with, just because we're not happy, just because things didn't go our way, just because we didn't know how to use our words. We're communicating through violence. We're communicating through weapons. We're not talking. I'm going to leave you with this, because a lot of times we say, okay, well, teachers can't relate because they've never been through. All right, let me go back to when my oldest daughter was in elementary school. There was a young girl that she had grown very fond and close to. They were friends. I believe this was 5th grade, because me and the parents were talking about a way that we could carpool or get our kids to school, because at that time I believe we weren't zoned there. We didn't have the bus. Okay. So I had met the parents. They were spending the night. The young lady would come over to our house. My daughter would go over their house. Okay. I worked out on Fort Hood. My husband was still enlisted. They were military. Just, really great family. So all of a sudden, there was this friend, this little girl, who liked this little boy that apparently, I guess, liked my daughter instead. My daughter said she had no idea. They weren't dating. I don't know, 5th grade, but they're doing it. So she was like, I don't even know why she's mad, or, what happened, blah, blah, blah. But apparently the little girl, I guess, got jealous. There that is, that green-eyed monster was jealous of my daughter and this little boy. but my daughter didn't like the little boy. So then it began, and by then my daughter had a cell phone. I think we had just gotten it for her. She had a cell phone, and it got to be where all of a sudden we're waking up in the mornings, we're not wanting to go to school. We're waking up in the mornings and she's in the bathroom crying. We wake up in the mornings and she has went downstairs, because I made them plug up their phones downstairs in the kitchen because they would be on them at night. That's enough. Stop blaming teachers. Your kids falling asleep. I call parents. Why are they asleep? Oh, they go to bed on time. No, they're on their devices because they tell us. Oh, I was up till 3 in the morning playing so-and-so. Stop blaming teachers. But anyway, let me go back. The little girl had started cyberbullying my daughter. Again, a behavior that was repetitive. She was calling her names. I mean, like foul stuff. I started taking screenshots when my daughter finally let me know, because I realized something was wrong. Something wasn't right. The behavior had changed. And so I would take her to school. She wasn't talking. She was always upset, just started snapping, and then all of a sudden didn't want to go. Can I stay at home? No. What's going on? Nothing. But can I stay? No. You're not just staying home to stay home. Stop blaming teachers, because that's happening too. But okay, let me go back. No, you're not just staying at home. And so I noticed that when it came time for, I believe it was a birthday party or something, we were doing the guest list or whatever. All of a sudden, this little friend is not invited. So I was like, okay, what's going on? Oh, we're not friends anymore. Oh, really? What happened? You guys were, I mean, what, 3rd grade, 4th grade? What's going on? Oh, nothing. I said, okay. I didn't press. So later on, things kind of changed and went back to the way they were. And then all of a sudden, I don't want to go to school. It started happening again. So I said, let me see your phone. Because one morning I walked in the room and she was supposed to be getting ready, running behind, and I see her on her phone because she went downstairs and she got it. What's so important that you're up texting? And we're supposed to be, we got to get out the door, because I worked on Fort Hood at the time, and I took, we had a choice of a shift, and I would take the 8 o'clock so I could still drop them off at school. I was like, I got to get out of here. And so she's just bawling. And finally she opens up. She says, so-and-so has been talking about me and spreading rumors about me and this little boy. I said, well, who is the boy? She said, it's a boy she likes. And I said, well, were you liking him too? And she said, no, but I think the boy likes me. And I said, okay. So I'm thinking, okay, so again, as a parent and a teacher, probably trying to okay, but now at this point, we're crying, we're on our phones, we're trying to skip school. It's got to be deeper than just this boy. I grabbed the phone, and I broke down in tears. I said, how long has this been going on? She said, I started going back, scrolling. I said, put the phone up. Give me the phone. Don't be on the phone anymore. So she went to school, and I tried to handle it myself. So after school that day, she didn't want me to, but we went over to the parents' house, because again, we're making plans. This was spring. We're making plans for next year on how we're going to get our kids to school, our girls to school. So I go and I ring the bell. Dad comes out. I had taken screenshots and then emailed it to myself, and I started showing Dad the comments. Little girl, he says, come here. He calls her to the door, and he says, what's going on? So she's looking a little shamed, and she's got to explain, because I had stopped my daughter phone a while back, and no more texting back. Don't even respond. Just ignore it, because I'm thinking maybe it'll go away. We talk, and I talk, and I just told him, I said, I needed to stop. I said, it is fine. They don't have to be friends. They don't have to hang out anymore or whatever. I said, but this needs to stop, especially over a boy. I said, the language in here it's hurtful. It's threatening. It is causing my daughter anxiety. It is causing her to not eat. Oh, and that's another thing. Yes, she did stop eating. Yeah. So I broke it down, and he talked to her, and he got onto her, supposedly took her phone or whatever. Now, a couple of weeks go by, and I give her back her phone. It starts again. This time, I ain't playing. So I called the principal, and I'm looking at her name right now. Amazing principal at our elementary, and I'm not going to say the name. So I showed her the messages, and I told her, and I said, look, my baby girl is not wanting to come to school. You know, what can we do? So she read the messages and everything. She said, go ahead and fill out the bully report. And I read over it and everything. Well, she told me to go in the portal. I didn't know such a thing existed. Now, this was years ago, and it's still there now. I went in the portal. I filled out everything. I uploaded all the messages because they had started back. I told my daughter, do not respond. So she could have her phone when she got home, or if she needed to do something. But other than that, I said, you're not carrying it anymore, because if she is texting to thin air, there's a problem. And she was, you know, I text you. Why aren't you answering me back? I hate you, bitch. You blah, blah, blah. You came to my parents. You told me I'm going to tell everybody you're a snitch and blah, 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 you know. And it was just, so I filled out the bully report, and the principal told me this, the AP. It was the AP. She said, no, she was the principal. It was the principal at the time. She told me, she said, now, when you fill this out, and that is how I learned it's got to be this definition of bullying, which it qualified. When you fill this out, just be aware that this is going to follow this young lady through high school. And it's going to follow her all the way through her school career. And I was like, okay, well, it is what it is, because I've gone to the parents and it's not stopping. So I did that. I went back over their house, showed him the more recent messages after he said it was going to stop. And I told him, I said, if it doesn't stop, I'm going to your commander. You need to get a hold of your daughter, because if she's doing this young, what's going to happen when she gets older? We got to stop this right now. And if you cannot get control. And so it became a thing. I mean, it wasn't anything said. It wasn't no yelling or cussing or anything like that. And he said he understood, but I just let him know. I'm not threatening you, but I am telling you. And I know how it works. We're military. If you can't control your family member, you don't want your commander to step in. And so I filed, and I let him know. I filed a report. I filed a report, and I said, and tell your daughter, don't ever contact my daughter again. Delete her name and number out of your daughter's phone, and don't contact her again, because if she does, then I'll take it further and we're pressing charges. I walk off. So it stopped. My daughter's demeanor changed. She started eating again. She was wanting to go to school. And but I went through that with her, and you talking about heartbreaking to just the pit of my stomach. And my daughter is very she's a little bit of me and Dad. She can be outspoken, but at the same time she kind of steps back. She's not shy, a little bit conservative, but at the same time I was just surprised that she was allowing someone to take control. But let me say this, knowing that your child, I don't care what type of personality they are, somebody blaming somebody. Well, they were a bully and they were bullied too, and bully. It's become a buzzword. You just never know how your child is going to handle a situation like that. Will they nip it in the bud? Will it ultimately come to a thing where, you know what, now I'm going to have to fight you. I'm going to have to defend myself. I'm going to have to say something back. I'm going to have to stoop on your level. Or do we ignore it and hope it goes away? A lot of our children try to ignore it and hope it goes away. They don't tell anybody because they hope it goes away. Telling somebody means, or could mean, retaliation. It could make the situation worse. Snitch. And all that simple bullshit. That's why bullshit is simple. But for them, it's not simple. So pay attention, be aware, check your children's phones, and stop blaming teachers. Work with us, support us, email us and let us know, hey, you know what? I don't know what's going on, but I noticed my daughter keeps talking about so-and-so. Can you just keep an eye at school and just let me know? It may not be a thing, but can you just let me know? And if you've built a relationship with your child's teacher, you can do that. Even if it's me, if me hearing from you for the first time, if you email me and say, hey, little Susie I think she's going through something. She won't talk to me. Maybe she'll talk to you, but something's different. We got to spend time with our kids. Ooh, that took me back. I haven't shared that in a long time. That took me back, but thinking about all that's transpired, what if I had not been paying attention? What if I had just been taking my daughter to school and dropping her off and my mind is on work and whatever I have to do, or my mind is on the song or the music that's playing, and then I drop my kids off at school and the music is so loud that it's drowning out my child's voice. That happens too. Stop blaming teachers. We shouldn't have to tell you to turn your music down when you drop your children off. We shouldn't be hiding behind devices. We shouldn't feel so scared or threatened that we have to carry a weapon to school. We shouldn't feel so, our kids shouldn't feel so just lost or aggressive or aggressor that we feel like our only means of communicating is through violence, through our mouths, foul, through our fist, foul, hitting below the belt. What are they seeing? What are they exposed to? Why are parents getting on buses and jumping on children? Why don't our children, during a writing prompt, why don't they know what a role model is? Why are they so afraid of having a mentor? The news story said the parent, this was at some other state, the parent got on the bus. She was tired of a student, an 8th grade student, messing with her, I think 6th or 7th grade student. She told the student, let's get active. Let's get active. Got on the bus. Bus driver has really no authority. He told her, you can't come on the bus. She came on anyway. Kids are pleading and videotaping. Please don't hurt him. Please don't jump him. Please don't. To an adult. We are communicating through violence. And I'm going to leave you with this. I don't know what verse it is in the Bible. Maybe I better not. We are communicating through violence. I don't know what society feels like or what society thinks is happening inside of our classrooms. You have been lied to and you have been duped. To think that, now there are some teachers, but to think that we are sitting up talking to students about their sexual orientation, what pronoun they want to be called. Baby, I can't even get them to do pronouns. These students don't even know the parts of speech, but they know pronouns. Anytime I ask them about a pronoun, it is during the ELAR lesson. I don't have that kind of time. I've had students share with me, hey, I'd rather be called this than that. And I say, hey, I got to get up on it because I don't want to, offend or, just, I'm like, and I would come home and, hey, I would ask my children, my girls. My sons are older, and before, not a lot of this, but before it was really just more outspoken and out. But my girls would just kind of, Mom, okay, this means this means, and that, and I appreciated that. But I would ask because I didn't know. But don't think for 1 minute, because now I see that they are going to be requiring us to put the 10 Commandments up in the room. Probably 90% of our population don't even go to church. What are the 10 Commandments? What are the 10 Commandments telling students that we don't tell them every day? Put that back, it's not yours. Thou shalt not steal. Stop trying to be like her and be like you. Just be you. I got a t-shirt says it. Thou shalt not covet. Stop cussing each other out. Stop calling each other the N-word. Stop doing things that are hurtful. Stop telling people to shut up. Stop saying that you don't want to participate in a group with a student because they're dressed a certain way or they look a certain way or they're a certain skin color. That's love thy neighbor. We gifting students with guns and weapons and teaching them how to and all that. We grew up going out to the range shooting and all. Not us, but I grew up in West Texas, and FFA, these kids, they grew up on farms. They grew up, this was just a lifestyle, a way of life for certain students. But don't have them have an issue that they are too afraid to talk about, and then they take that same weapon that you have gifted them with and they do harm at school. Thou shalt not kill. What is a poster of the 10 Commandments gonna do when they have no respect for authority? The 10 Commandments were given to Moses by God to have a set of expectations, an authority, something authoritative, something to vow by, something to guide the people. We're beyond 10 Commandments. We got to do better. Stop blaming teachers. Parents, come work with us. Bring solutions. If you got to email me every day about little Susie and little Johnny, baby, email me. Let me know what's going on. Let me know how I can help. Because we have more concern. I can get, I could just, let me stop, because this is just not, it's not enough time in the day. I cannot get a hold of a parent when I want to talk about grades. But they can get a hold of me because I told them to stop chewing gum in my room. Our priorities. Hell, our priorities as a nation is all messed up. But we wonder why now it's trickled into the classroom. It's trickled into our homes. And I do believe that there shouldn't have been probably a separation of church and state, but even in that, we got to be careful, because we think our church is the church. We think Christianity is the only method, the only means of access to God. That's DEI right there. I don't know who'll hear this and probably won't even play it, because if you're not, cussing somebody out or twerking or showing your behind or something like that, it gets less views. But I'll probably upload this on my YouTube channel as well. But it's mainly been for me and just some things I wanted to get off of my chest. Thank you for the young lady. I don't even know if they were from here or what, but that comment, I don't know if they're educator as well, but it says stop blaming the teachers. And that, it just stuck with me for a day or so. And if you ever go, those of you that know me or go on my Facebook post, that last post that the one post that I posted about all the things that we are and all the hats that we wear, I just challenge you. If you want to get involved in your child's school, set up a parent-teacher conference. Sign up to be a volunteer. Sign up to come up and let your principal, your APs know that you're available for dismissal after school. You're available. I don't know what the positions are, what you can and can't do. But all we ask is bring your help and not your drama. Bring your help. Bring your solutions. Be a problem solver and not part of the problem. We go back to school on Monday. So I pray we all vow to be more vigilant, resourceful, watchful, kind, mindful, caring, loving, respectful, and disciplined enough to show up for these kids. Show up and be present. And after we've done all of that and it's still not working, then maybe, just maybe, we can blame the teachers. Peace.